Oh, what? Oh no, jeez. So I'm trying to reauthorize with Twitter.
We're
Uh,
live,
I
right?
know,
Okay.
I know.
Hi.
Okay, here we go. So I think we're good. Um, I hope. Hi everybody, we're live, and we're trying to realize that it's really great to have two different accounts with the streaming service that I have, because then you have to connect all the different streaming services again when you move back and forth. And I don't even know if I don't even know if Twitter's working. I don't think it is. So anyhow, hi, I'm
I
Rand. And
think Twitter is working though.
you think it is?
I think so. It has a check mark next to it. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. See, it has a little
Huh.
exclamation point. Periscope.
Oh,
I
God.
thought that I re-acknowledged Periscope. I'm gonna take a moment and try it again.
I'm trying something here. Oh,
Yeah,
no, you have to log into your account. That's why.
yeah, and I have done that. And I'm looking at Periscope, and it says Kirby Museum. So
We've had this problem before, I think.
we have, and everybody is enjoying hearing us talk about it, I'm sure. Periscope, Twitter. Sorry, folks. Hi, everybody. Hey, Ruben. Hey, Lynn. Good to see
See what
you.
happens. See what happens when we don't do one for like 2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks? I know I grew this since we last did it. I decided that I was not going to shave, since I was shaving so often for all the live streams that we were doing. And it's like, what? No live streams? I'm not going to shave.
But it fits with the theme.
Werewolf stuff, like
Yeah, sure.
yeah, sure. I have a terrible beard. I got like holes in it and stuff. Whatever.
You never know when it comes back. I used to have worse beard than I have now. Not to say it's good now, but it changes. Your face changes.
Yes. One of the reasons why I'm growing the beard, just to cover some of this stuff up. Like, please.
Turn it off.
Really, enough with this thing already. So what are we doing? It's October. It's October 1st, and we're gonna do. I'm gonna share my screen and get this thing up here, so we're like doing a thing. It's a month of the demon.
So everybody will be happy to know we don't have to go back through all the different fourth world shows that we did at the beginning. At least not now.
It's true. I'm so happy to not have to do that. It was kind of fun in a way, because it was so repetitive, but yeah, don't have to do that anymore. But we're gonna take a look this month at Jack Kirby's The Demon, because it's October and it's a horror character.
Halloween.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. I had fun making the presentation, and we'll see what's going on here. But all right, I'm going to hide that thing that Tom doesn't like. Ready, Tom? You feel a lot better now? That little thing at the bottom is now gone.
I don't know what I see it.
You know that thing. All right, so we're going to move on. So we did have a fourth world summer. There was there were 20 something episodes that we did over the summer, pandemic summer. Oh, man, we did a lot. And I still kind of want to do a book report, like what we did this summer, kind of overview things, but whenever we get to it. Hey, Charles, good to see you. What else did we do? Oh, and then we did the birthday weekend without scheduling for lunch, which we'll never do that again. We need our lunches, man. Right? Come on.
We need to be fed.
Yes, if we're gonna talk. We need to do that. So, so we did that. Check out YouTube. Bunch of stuff there. Still a lot of like tidying up to do and so on. But it's worthwhile taking a look at it. lots of really good interviews with people. And here we are. It's the month of the demon, and this is our first episode, Yarva Etrigan Demonicus.
One of my favorite series of Kirby, after the Fourth World.
Yes, beautiful art.
Many of you out there as well.
And what does it mean? Well, it's the Thousand Oaks Howard Johnsons
that we know and love.
Everybody, I went online and found it. So, oh man, I wanted to get that link out to everybody. There's a link to an article on Mark Evaniers' blog where he talks about how he, when he was present for kind of the word of that Jack was got the word from Carmine that he wanted a horror series, and Jack they went out to lunch or dinner with Mark. Oh, you must be okay. There we go. So there's a link that hopefully, yeah. So there's a link. Sorry, Twitter, but that talks about what Mark experienced in the Howard Johnsons. Apparently Jack was thinking about it and
was silent supposedly during the dinner.
At the end of it, it was like, okay, I've got it. So he had the series worked out, and Mark also says that he or Steve Sherman were asked to pull out a book of Prince Valiant, Hal Foster's Prince Valiant, and find that page where he puts the goose on uses the goose as a mask. So, that's kind of the pretty direct information about where Etrigan, is it a hard G or a soft G? Tom, what do you think? Etrigan or Etrigan?
I call it Etrigan.
Gan, RG.
I say Gan, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. Well, we could go to the cartoons and figure it out, or
just like Desad, just like Dark Side or Dark Seed.
Oh, please, there's no question about that one. Please, yeah. But anyhow, so there's the visual cue that Jack thought of about
hard G. Thing. I'm for the hard G.
Hard G, yeah, Ruben, thanks. So here's some stuff from our collection. A scan of some really lovely pencil art by Jack. Looks like Jason Blood to me.
With like demon like horns in his
little
head.
Horns, yeah. And you feel pretty comfortable, Tom, saying this looks like early 70s stuff, or it's dated 81.
It's dated 81. That one I question.
Okay.
It could be, only because the woman in the background, the way her face is drawn, it's a little kind of looks like Jack in late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. But then we have this. Now
it's early 70s.
So Tom's got that early. He's like, you're on it, right? Yeah. But there is definitely I think we've talked about this before, right? Where we kind of feel like it's something that he didn't send to DC. It didn't have an X number, and it was sitting around and decided to turn it into something else. And it looks like there's erasures going around.
Yeah, and also underneath the purse, like how he looks like he tried to write in a name, and there's a lot of little
Albert, Perryman. I don't know,
but then he dated it in 1986, which in 1986 his hands were shaking, and he was doing the superpower, so that's definitely not that. I think it had a lot to do with him worried about copyrights and all that kind of stuff, and all the stuff that was going on in Marvel. So he wanted to make sure that he gets his copyright on there, so nobody steal it from him.
Yeah. So,
but it could have been another concept, or it could have been something that he had laid down that he got inspired, because there's Phantom of the Opera, the Colonel guy looks like the guy from 1 and 2 Demon. You know, it's a lot of
similar. There's overlap. You know, it's interesting. You know, so a new fourth world shocker. We should have squeezed it in over the summer, Tom. It's the fourth world.
That's true. Thanks a lot. That would have meant 4 days a week.
No. But here's a photocopy, and I didn't include the fun part, but we can talk about it, of this pencil art for the cover. But if I had shown you the scan of the back, you would have seen all the tape.
Yeah, it was really in bad shape.
Really bad.
It all up. I don't know how that. Anyway, but it was in bad shape.
No, it was in really bad shape. So, so here's a photocopy of Mike's inks of that piece of paper. So looks great. You know, again, 2 photocopies. But what happens when you look at the original art?
They trimmed it so they can get more space for the all new.
We need this big thing up here. Yeah.
Really.
So they really did a lot of razor blade and rubber cement action on Jack's artwork, because that's what you do in comics. Cut up the art, I tell you. Don't make a stat.
And just a side note that if anybody out there ever got pencils and inks by IDW, the museum and IDW together published that series, and includes we have complete pencils to the first issue, so, and also complete original art, which is not very rare, but kind of rare. So if you have those issues, or if you don't, you can still buy it probably someplace. It's really nice to see the combination.
What a great job you did making that book, Tom.
We did. No, I did.
Come on, man, you made that book.
Yeah, I made that book.
100%. Museum, but you made it. I didn't do it. Well,
it was a concept from
you made the book.
Ago.
Great job. Really beautiful book. So if you don't have one, get one. And we still have a few left with ideas for auctioning them off or stuff like that.
He had a variant cover that I put together that had a photo of Jack on the front. That's, in my opinion. And then the one that's popular, I photographed a bunch of art sitting down on the floor.
Yeah.
It's not in my opinion, it's not as good. But
all right.
Good.
So let's move on. So look, it's the 4-side mega side.
4-side. We've never done
4 of them. It's the Pro. It's the Giga Tetra side by side. So there they all are. I mean, there and to be honest, there is one thing missing, and that would be the color guide. And if we had the color guide, we would be complete. So, but color guides, they may be out there, but who knows? So there it is. So issue 1. I mean, it's a great cover. Gosh.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really is.
From the design point of view. And it's interesting how Jack will sometimes exaggerate things in order to for design purposes and for energy wise. If you look at his left leg on the right hand side of the page, it's just so extended out, but it adds to it. It brings your eye right.
Yeah, it really does.
And of course, the pitchfork and all. Jack did that a lot. He would, if it's guns, I think loser covers that had guns pointing,
right,
things like that. But he always used that as a technique to draw your eye right to the center or to the wherever the action is.
And there is, of course, a face in the corner, but he's not looking at us as he does in a lot of Jack's stuff.
Yeah, right.
Look at what's going on. But it's really, really beautiful. So. So here's page 1. It's Merlin.
Yeah, and actually in the Pencils and Ink book, Mike Royer did a foreword, and he talks about about trust And if you look at the pencils, which I'm sure we're going to do any minute now, maybe not. I don't know.
You could have looked at the presentation. It's on the Google Drive.
I know. Hard work. Mike added all the border except for the top right corner, I think. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
How Jack trusted him to do that. So.
Right.
I think that splash is just awesome.
Yeah, it is really nice.
And the spread is just like the first thing ever. The spread's just incredible. I mean,
really
I remember opening up the book and just there's a couple of spreads that really made my jaw drop, and this was definitely one of them. It's just you could feel like you're right in the middle of the action, especially with that face, as you said before, face in the bottom right corner.
It's in the corner. Look, what's going on? Yeah. So,
but it's almost like the spread from the Bug.
Yeah.
I think it was issue 9 or 10. I think it was 10. And, you have all these different facets of action happening in all different areas. Like you can look at the top and the two guys fighting up on the wall. And then, they're blasting through, trying to get in through the gate. I mean, all these different things, actions and different planes going on all at the same time.
Yeah. The big circle, the deep space, all the great stuff that Kirby did.
Fire flying.
Yeah. So what is it? It's Merlin's in his castle, and he's under siege by Morgan Le Fay and her troops, right?
Yeah. All that's Morgan.
Oh, hello. That one we have.
Yes.
I'm not watching the preview presentation. I could probably set that up. But
it's totally true. This is a killer double.
It's killer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally killer.
DPS.
So yeah. And all right. So then we move on. There's an explosion, and Morgan breaks through. She sends them in. Get Merlin. Yep.
Merlin fighting. Summons the demon. Now we don't know where the demon came from. And it came from Merlin, but
I
mean, if he was a person before that, we don't know.
No. So he calls him up. I like the little bit of him climbing up the wall here.
Yeah, it's cool.
And so he tells him, Merlin's like, I've got a plan for you. There's stuff to do. We need to go. So here we go. There's a book, and as long as there's a
Camelot blows up.
Yep. And there's he gives him a page from the book, and then everything blows up, and then a man walks away.
Yes, it is said so.
They say turned into a man.
Who?
and here we are in modern times. Modern times? Yes.
Yes, modern times.
We're in Vermont, believe it or not. Can you believe we're in Vermont? Like I don't.
Of course, I can believe we're in Vermont.
Well, okay. I don't know. I was a little surprised. I'm like, really? This is in Vermont? Okay. And there's the Yarva Etrigan Daemonicus, Midnight Classic by Jack Kirby with Inks of Darkness by Mike Royer.
True.
Yeah. Oh, I know why I didn't put those pencils in, because it's the first issue. We have all that other good stuff. I don't want to
So he has the piece of paper that Merlin gave.
Right. And he's showing it to this guy Warley.
Why did he get a piece of paper like that?
I don't know. That was the totem that Merlin gave him to hold on to forever, right?
Yeah.
In case, and don't let go, because it's important. And this guy Warley, and he wrote a book. I never really noticed the cool like blue coloring in Worley's eye until this reading. I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of fun.
I like the last panel there too. He's just like crouched over him, kind of, and he's like,
you had to find the true authority. All right, and then, yep, an empty suit of armor has come to life. Yeah. Yeah.
It just seemed like the second panel. It's just like you're first looking at him, then you're above. It's just like a movie, and then you're from the left side of the stage, and then it's the side of his face, and you're looking through him, and then you're looking right at his eyeballs.
Yeah, that Haxan thing is pretty cool too. I did find that in my travels today preparing this presentation, but I didn't put it.
What is this?
The Haxan. It's what is it? It's this movie, Witchcraft, Witches, or the Witchcraft Through the Ages from 1922. Charles shared. There's an image in there that a demonic head image that it's like what? Yeah, looks like
the demon.
Looks like the demon. Yeah. So yeah, what's up, Warley? Why this sudden attempt on my life? Grabs a shield, fights, and he's out.
Apparently, fire will do something to make him blow up.
And then Morgan shows up in her fantastic headdress. and Warley is revealed as being, in working for her, and she's old.
That's true. Mike was great at lettering and titling. That Gothic lettering is great.
Yeah. And
who else could do that? If he got the other guy, John Costanza or whatever his name is, he probably just would have stuck a logo or something in there. Wouldn't have spent the time to do that. He spent a lot of extra time doing this.
So he gets knocked out. Oh, hello. There's some pencils. I think I know why I put these in here. It's the next page is the missing page, I think. I am still a big fan of the 4-panel pages. I mean, even it's a page like this. It's the action page that you talked about previously. A few pages ago.
Yeah,
I love the 4-panel pages. So here is a page that was, I imagine it was inked.
It was not inked.
Really?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Mike later inked it, and I have that. I own that art, so it was used in the reprint.
But the pencil, the actual piece of paper that Kirby drew this on, was not inked.
It wasn't inked. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think Mike inked it.
Okay.
I think it was pulled out before. I don't know. Maybe it was, but I've never seen it. And if it was, then yeah, I don't know.
This is Jason. He's been conked out, and this is what he's experiencing.
Yeah, it's like a dream state.
Like a dream sequence.
Yeah, right.
And
so it kind of makes sense that he got rid of it because it's kind of like a tangent in a way. If you had to get rid of something, it kind of made sense, but it adds another dimension, and it also shows that Jason had some memory or some memory of the demon, even though only in a dream. But it's kind of nice. It adds, I think
it is. I mean, again, we're looking at something that Jack originally drew as like 26 pages, I think. 20. Yeah. And then it was published as 24, I think. Right? This page and then that other
page, and then there's 2 others that were combined to one.
We'll get there.
2 additional pages.
Yeah. Right. So then he wakes up and the cop wakes him up and it was like, well, look at that. The castle is destroyed. And yeah, it's just, I had a weird experience in that castle. And then meanwhile, across the ocean in Central Europe, we have this cool kind of golem-like, autumn. I don't even know what it is. They call them what is it? I don't even remember. We'll get there. But he's at a castle and he climbs down into like a vault. And so here's the original art for that page. And hope you want to, I mean, I know it's not much, but if you can see, it's been cut and pasted. There's all kinds of gluing and pieces of paper and tape.
Yeah, so obviously Mike did it, the 2 pages, and then pieced it together.
Yep. And so that's what it is a...
I agree with you, Charles. In a way, that's true that, it's probably better that they didn't reveal the demon. Jack revealed the demon before we got the big punchline.
So that's the 2 pages that were originally drawn for the story. And so what would Mike say about this? That he just inked and lettered it and that was it? Yeah. And then DC cut it up, or Jack cut it up or something, or what?
Well, Jack may have done it because Jack would get the art back from either through the mail or Mike would drop the stuff off. But maybe in the meantime, he realized, or somebody told him that it's less pages, so he had to figure out ways of getting rid of it. So my guess, it's just totally guess, is that missing page was inked, and it probably exists someplace. I don't know where, but I've never.
That was my guess too, just because these guys were inked.
Yeah,
I was just like, it probably was totally inked as a 26, whatever the number.
He just pulled it out, and
then
who knows? I don't know what happened to it.
Yep.
I mean,
yep. But it's cool. I love this guy. He's very cool.
But he didn't get printed.
I know.
Well, that in the middle page, the middle 2 panels didn't get printed as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And the top 2 panels didn't get printed. Oh no, the top first one, and which is the other one that didn't get printed? Oh, the one with the hand on the bottom.
Right. Right. So
if you read it, it's kind of like if you read these pages, it seems a little bit like he's going on a tangent again, because they're kind of arguing, the 2 of them. Yeah. It's kind of a break in the action after the non-living thing descends.
Oh yeah, unliving thing. Yes. And this military guy, who is he? He's like the local police officer, has half an arm or not one arm, which is very reminiscent of the Frankenstein Lionel Atwill character, who was hilariously parodied by Kenneth Mars in Young Frankenstein.
I know. I was just going to say that. I love Young Frankenstein.
Oh my god! But yeah, so it's very drawing on all the cool horror stuff. So, and then cut back, and we're at an athletic club, a men's athletic club in New York City, or Gotham City, excuse me. And there's Jason Blood, and
we get to meet his buds.
His buds, yeah, Harry Matthews, and
who's an ad agency executive.
Ad exec, yeah, and
Singh, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Singh, sure.
Singh is in the UN.
Randu Singh, yeah.
Randu Singh, he's in the UN.
Yeah, and so and it's like, come to the party tonight, and they.
We have a date for you.
And it's what's hilarious. I'll just say that this character's name is Glenda. My sister's name is Glenda. So we had an ongoing thing with my sister growing up that, like, you go to a rest stop and you look at license plates or whatever, you never find a Glenda. So it was just it's a rare name, and it was kind of cool that Jack used it. My sister actually.
Did your dad read The Demon?
No. I don't. I don't remember where they got the name from, but my sister was able to send away for a customized Campbell's soup bowl with whatever name she wanted. So she was able to do that. That was a big thing when we were growing up. But on to Glenda. Glenda's a guest of Randu.
Oh, that's interesting. Where did you so it's gonna okay, so it's gonna be a 48. Yeah, that's possible.
So they might have put a Black Magic reprint in it or something. That's cool, John. That makes sense. So then,
yeah, but the thing is, and that would suggest also that number 2 was the same way, because they were throwing out pages too, if that was the case with number 2 as well.
Okay.
Did you get the thrown out pages?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there are 2 thrown out pages for issue 2.
Well, let's find out. It's going to be a great trip. No, it was just like a few hours ago I made this thing. So
okay.
And so Harry's hilarious because he's in advertising, and then he has Jason has all these paintings, and it's just it's a thing. But then there's a knock at the door. What?
The unliving?
The unliving thing. Hey.
So let me just ask a question here. So this thing doesn't live. It's a stone guy, right? So he's made out of stone. Yet he got on a train. He got tickets on the flight to fly to United States.
He walked under the ocean floor. He went into the Mariana Trench and came out, and like the whole thing. Or he walked,
I would agree with that, unless you read further and you find out that they take the plane and the train and cars to get back to where he came from.
I know. Well, strange life as an unliving thing.
He doesn't even talk, the thing.
He's not living. He doesn't even have a life. He's just nice scarf though. I'm wondering.
I like the scarf.
Who his fashion advisor is.
And sunglasses. They don't even kind of work, but. Because he can't see, I suppose.
I guess.
He's dead. But they're necessary, right?
The sunglasses?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You don't want to get there. You're I don't know what's going on under there. Scary. All right. So then it's like, I have a piece of paper. Goodbye, everyone. All right.
But just the looks and stuff, the way that Jason Blood looks up from the paper, and the expressions and everything. I really love this period, of Jack's stuff and Fourth World stuff, because if you look back, like at Superpowers or later stuff, all the subtleties and expressions, they become more and more abstract. But which, it's fine. It's just a different different thing.
So, okay, it's time to go to Castle Branic. But of course, Warley and Morgana are like on the other side of Jason Blood's wall, looking into a two-way mirror. Like they're like in his apartment in Gotham City, in his apartment building.
So that would suggest that the wall is made out of glass on the other side too. Or can they see through plaster?
I don't know. All right. So so they got to go back to Moldavia. Yeah, that's crazy cool, right? Okay. And then, look, the unliving thing's got a steed. He's riding a horse.
He can ride a horse too. He's amazing.
What a guy. At least he's not like a one of those statues from Rapa Nui, Easter Island. Jack didn't have to draw that thing again.
Yeah. Wow, that's true. Like he could have ended up with a head.
So now they're in Wolfenstag. Oh yeah, by plane, rail, car, and horse.
Yes.
He and his huge silent companion.
Yep.
All right.
It also did the same thing, I assume, to get to him, but maybe not. Maybe went under the ocean and walked there.
It's a long walk, man. I don't know. Another great 4-panel page.
Yeah, especially the last 2 panels. It just remind me like I'm looking at the one of that Frankenstein movie. Because I did a series at I did a panel at San Diego Comic Fest about 3 years ago on Jack Kirby and monsters, and how much he was influenced by the movies. And this whole series is very apparent, obviously, that he picks up on all the movies practically through this whole thing, through the 16 issues.
Yep. Okay, let's keep moving. There's an attack at Castle Branic. There is a Castle Branic, but
there is. I looked for one. I couldn't find one.
Oh, I thought I found one.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing, like what a guy like Jack would have had to do in his morgue and reference file and life, and we've just got Wikipedia, doop, 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 and find these things. So there's a fight, and
those forks don't do much on stone.
No, not on the unliving thing. No.
But they seem to stick into them. But
yeah.
And then Merlin's voice, "Come, Jason.
Yes.
Time for their awakening.
Go into the crypt." And he goes into the crypt. Well, And there's some, flaming hands.
I love this. That's cool.
Those hands are on fire, Charles. Again, with the hand of fire. So then he gets to a tomb, and yes, Jason, come closer. The gargoyles move, and then they stop. Amazing. And here it is in the mystic tongue, and then it happens.
And so the big thing is actually Merlin's book, and
that's right.
Explain a little bit about Morgan Le Fay and how she needs the book in order to regenerate herself, because over the ages she gets older and older, and now she's at the point where she's actually dying, and so that whole platform is actually a book.
Yeah.
And Merlin at the beginning was holding a physical book, but then this is a big book.
It is. And that's it. Tune in next week.
And so, so what happened though? Well, he changed into it. He bent down, and Morgan Le Fay and all her
crazy. It's too late. Yeah. Here we are. We're here too, Guardian. So, that's great. Yeah. And now we have some pencils.
Beautiful. Mike's lettering's great too.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was his idea to add the flame kind of thing in the background. It's kind of nice.
Maybe.
We have the original art, don't we? I know.
Of course. I don't know why I didn't show it. I was busy. Okay. You too. Sorry. Get pencils and inks, folks. It's a great book. So issue 2, Bath of Fire. That's a cool cover.
It's cool. Not as good as number 1, but it's still good.
It's still pretty cool. All right. So here we go. We're at Merlin's tomb in Castle Branic. I tell you, there's something happening here.
I like the layout of that too. Page 1 splashes are great in this series.
And there's that.
Yep.
Let's see what Mike is up to. Very nice. Very nice. And then we have this. Yep. statues, and yeah, let's not keep them waiting.
So these are all LaFay's like
Morgan
henchmen.
Yes.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it sure is.
I saw that. I actually scanned this from a wonderful person, Fantastic Frank in Rochester, New York, back in 2013 or something.
Yeah. Frank was so nice to let you scan that all that wonderful art that he has.
Yeah.
They fight. And what's happening? We're going to go down into that vault, I tell you. Here we go.
And then a big rock gets thrown at him.
Yeah.
Because the demon's down there.
Oh, look at this guy. He's got little red booties. Oh. Yeah. It's tough. It's badass.
We don't have the art for this, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I found out over the weekend when I was in New Jersey the person that owns this, so I'm hoping to get a scan of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And there's Mike's bold border for the.
Thank you.
And fighting. Oh, we have that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. All right, now we're gonna. Yeah.
So they're still in the tomb with Merlin.
Right.
And
she's gonna start chanting.
She chants because the demon breaks through everybody and starts going after her.
Right.
But she knows better. She puts a spell on Jason, on Atrigan, and turns him back into Jason Blood.
Bummer. And then, of course, people are still hanging out in his apartment back in Gotham City.
No, they came. No, they came back after.
I know. Harry's always checking on his stuff.
Apparently, he has priceless stuff, including a Rembrandt. There was a portrait.
That's right.
Yes. A version of him, and apparently people can just come and go as they please, and they have back doors where people can look inside. And
yeah, that's right.
and Glenda is very kind of like, I guess, intuitive, or she looks at all these paintings, which really is all Jason Blood through the years, because after Merlin gave him the piece of paper, he said, and he turned into a man. He would go through life, and then he would forget at some point, I guess,
right.
who he was, and start all over again, I guess.
Yep. And that's what it seems like. Yeah.
Yeah. But Glenda kind of like looks at everything and feels that it's all the portrait of one person, which she is right. Yes. And I think this like little demon book here.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a cool t-shirt if we can just like take that and turn it into like line art and stick it. Seriously, I was looking at that. I go, wow, I could take that and I could use like Photoshop to flatten it out so it's not so kind of like distorted.
And then Randu's going to visit. So everybody's getting together in Jason's place. And
Randu has
ESP,
which was a big thing in the early 70s. I remember.
No, I know. It's funny that Jack would call it that, but that's what it was being referred to it at the time.
Extrasensory perception.
Yeah, that's right. And he's got a mystic art called the Eye of Karma. And he can look into this one painting and actually see Jason, kind of get a sense that Jason is in trouble. He's on the floor.
Jason.
And he gets picked up. And it's this book. It's the Eternity book, I tell you.
And she has all the spells now.
All right.
And the spell is, what's the name of the spell? Something, I don't remember. But it will allow her to become young again.
Yeah, that's a big mission, is for that right now. But then, there's an apparition of Merlin. Stop her, Jason Blood. Your memory will show you the way. Okay.
So they go the way, and then the tomb gets blown to pieces, and they run out.
That's right. And there's Walpurgis Wood.
Yep, and that is actually a place in Scotland where witches are in the past.
Right.
So we didn't just make up that name. That's a real place.
Yep. And so now the witches are dancing, and the witches' dance reaches its climax. Remove this mockery of a face. Oh. And then
it looks Matt Damon.
Oh, and there we go. Hello. Some pencils. Pretty nice. Look at Mike did this border here.
Yeah, I don't know about the border, but whatever.
Yep. And he closed up these dots too.
Yeah.
There's a skull. There's a fossil skull. Destroy it. Make this happen.
And things get destroyed.
Yes. Run away.
And fire comes from the sky. Demon, and then it's the fire that will make her young.
Right. And then this guy. All right. It's Gorla. The Gorla. He's a watchdog.
It's a protector of the it's a protector of the witches, basically.
Yeah. So then he fights him, and Jason is Randu is still like sensing him, and this picture is our point of contact.
Hey Charles, I think you have a mission now. You're going to create the first comic book. You're not going to write about them. You're going to actually create them.
And Yandu actually calls across the cosmic space.
Wow.
Summons Etrigan.
He's reading the shield.
Yep. So cool.
And
yeah,
he turns into the demon because of him.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Like taking the branch and boom, you can just feel it.
Yeah.
Clop.
Clop.
Clop. A great image of him leaping on him. It's all really nice.
The fire is still going on.
And she's being transformed into a young person.
Okay. Favorite panel. Die! Love that panel.
That's not the first time he says that, I don't think.
I know. It's so good.
That's a great.
Got, like stuff coming out of his hands.
That'd be a great T-shirt.
Oh boy! And then bar room. Go to the bar room. Have a few shots. Randu, what's happening? Oh man, trouble. Yeah. And then he saw Jason, but something was different. And he outlived the night.
And Merlin's hysterical. Ha 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 ha.
Yes, you've done well enough, Jason Blood.
Their memories of Merlin and the demon grow stronger.
That's cool. He's doing that like Merlin as narrative device, Uncle Creepy, and so on. You know, I mean, he did that with the Mob book in Spirit World, right? Had like a narrator. You know, he's doing a little bit of that with Merlin here.
He did it actually with Soul Love. There's a bunch of ones that he did that with. Yeah.
All right, here we go with the reincarnators.
Actually did that back in the 40s too, and 50s. Yeah, that was like a
comics thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So now we leave LaFay, and we don't talk about her again for a long time.
That was it.
That's it. Well, no, she comes back later, but we won't talk about that because you don't know about that yet.
Spoilers, man.
No, they don't know about it yet.
Here we are in the fourth world of the Erie, issue 3.
That he kept on picking up on that.
He liked that. He felt it seemed like it was a brand for him or something.
I don't think it just a guess, like Demon 1 when it came out, when it was on his board, and that's some of the stuff we're working on in the catalog. Had he known that the Fourth World got canceled yet at this point? I don't know. Or does this coincide with when he was putting the Fourth World on the Fourth World comic covers?
It's a good question.
Interesting to figure out.
I don't know. We could look at the X numbers quickly. But there's one thing about this that something else I just didn't have the time to analyze. I noticed it, and I'll mention it, and then we'll move on, and I'll get there in a second. But this is so now Jason Jason Blood is being the narrator. Hello, it's me. I'm a demonologist, right? So
doesn't have a shirt on,
dude. Come on, man. Have respect for your audience, Jason. Put on a shirt. Anyhow, here's this guy. He's caveman running around.
Neanderthal, they call him.
Yeah, it's Neanderthal. We have pencils.
That's really cool.
Yeah. See, it wasn't meant to be his body. I don't think. I think it ended up being that. I think by mistake.
It looks like he didn't fully draw.
I don't think Mike even inked it as a body. I think DC just colored it with the flesh tone.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're totally right. That's exactly it. That's why it looks so strange to me. It's like, why doesn't he have a neck? He doesn't even have a neck.
Right. No. Yeah.
Wow, he should have been a floating head. That's interesting. Seriously, it should have been a floating head.
That's right. So the cop was like, "Hey, you stop."
Yeah, Mike Royer designed the demon logo.
It is really a good logo. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's the one that decided to put the little skeleton in the middle of the
skull, yeah.
Yeah, the skull. Yeah. I interviewed him about that years ago, I think.
Another 4-panel page. Cool action. I don't know. I get totally sucked into these things when it doesn't matter whether it's high action or just dramatic action. I love them. He's got him cornered. Lifts the guy up. Rah! Throws. Okay.
By the way, Mike Royer is just like he loves the Demon because this is like the only comic that he did for Jack that he did every single issue. Inked it, and he really enjoyed inking this whole thing. And I think especially in the first 2 issues we just saw, and probably all of them, but he definitely spent extra time getting stuff like the logo and just like I think he really enjoyed inking this.
I think you're right. And I would like to point out the fact that all of these panel borders are the same thickness, and I believe they stay the same throughout the whole issue.
That's interesting. You didn't know broken ones?
I don't believe so. And I think this was something that happened, and I believe Mike mentioned it once where he was kind of given some direction that, the stuff that he was doing might have been a little too much. DC or Jack or whatever. And then there's like issues of the New Gods. I think the last issue. Or no, maybe it's some of Mr. Miracle, but there's a few. We could go and look at other issues where there's the same kind of like thick border, no border drama, no posters. Anyhow, that was my comment. Yeah,
good observation, Randolph. Excellent.
It happens sometimes. I got one eye, Anyhow. So yeah, I mean, look at that, right? I mean, normally Mike would have done fun stuff. He would have made this. He would have taken.
Well, he did in the past 2 issues. He did.
Yeah, but not in this one. So the subhuman gets into the car. This driver dude is hilarious. Haku or something like that, his name. A lot of these transitions, kind of a Jekyll and Hyde. Kirby did them a lot of different comics. I know even early Marvels. There's some fun 3-panel transitions, etc.
So this is a cult of the eye, and it's been around agelessly, like forever, like probably like crazy, like before civilization and everything.
Yeah,
and it resurfaced, and so they have these powers basically.
Yes. And here we have and here's a true floating head.
Yes, the way it should have been in the beginning. It should have
been in the first one, and he's
dreaming.
He's having a dream sequence. What? I really thought I had this all better worked out, but it's fine.
What do you mean?
I didn't mean for that black screen to be there. Anyhow, yes, yeah. So that's cool. Good to see. Great fun. No, I'll have no part of you, demon. Dream sequence. They're chained.
It's going back to the thing that was said, like Merlin said, that he was going to start remembering a bunch of stuff. So he's having these nightmares where he's tied. He realizes that he's tied to the demon, and he doesn't want to be, basically.
And he wakes up
screaming.
Yeah. And Harry's there. What do you know? Hey, I just stopped by. Like
everybody's stopping by his apartment. I guess as a busy ad executive, he has nothing else to do.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he's like they're talking a little about what happened in Castle Branic, and then Harry starts transforming.
Reincarnation of some killer from
Pistol. His ancestor, Pistol, the pirate.
Of course. And they come back and they have full memory of who they are and everything that they need to
do. It's magic, and he's been
reincarnation.
He's been assigned to kill Jason Blood. And Randu is also
takes him out.
Yeah, Jason takes him out, and he turns back, and
so just
and then Randu walks in. Anyhow, what?
Just a little background. So Randu is in the UN, and apparently they're investigating the cult, and they want to take out all these the UN people that are investigating them. So
that was mentioned on the page where they were in the car. That
was right. Yes. Yeah. So they used Harry to get to Randu, but Randu wasn't there. So now Jason Blood is a part of this.
Yeah. And then
there's the eye.
There's the eye. And there's that. Oh, come on. Really, Rand? Ugh. All right. Well.
What?
Well, you'll see. So then he does the magic on it, and then it turns into this guy. Oy. He's more than capable of finishing the job on Randu Singh and Jason Blood. It's more the executioner for a scheming medieval king. Well, that was my complaint. So, yeah. Nice. Fantastic outfit. Look at that.
So Jason's trying to research this whole cult.
Oh, yeah.
He realizes that it goes way back.
Yep.
And he's tired, so he falls asleep.
Right.
Probably because he didn't sleep well after that nightmare.
And all these people walking into his apartment.
I know. He's never alone, the guy.
So then he conks out. And then, of course, what? We've got a medieval executioner coming in through his apartment window. and Randu actually calls on Etrigan. Whack. And there's a fight.
And it's more than he bargained for, basically.
Yes.
It wasn't in his contract to deal with the demon.
No.
Randu was one that summons him, and then he turns on Randu. It's like he's almost going to kill him because you don't know what you're messing with, basically.
Yeah. Well, at least the demon,
because the demon is like a hero, but sometimes he's not like a hero. He's like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So it's interesting during the stories how it gets played.
Yep.
By Jack.
Yep.
Because you never really know. You don't know if he's going to be the demon's going to be a good guy or a bad guy.
Great face. All right. And then
so they take off.
He takes off on a cable hanging from a helicopter. And the demon grabs the end of it. And he's like they get the executioner gets in, transforms back into the modern man, and the demon is outside hanging on to the helicopter and going, "Wow, I'm going to solve this problem."
Yeah, here's another example of the thick border on the right page.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Thank you, John. And then there's going to be a TV. They're going to broadcast the spell over TV, and everybody's going to go back into some former ancestor reincarnation thing.
It's kind of like another thing, like in the New Gods when they transmitted that stuff to make everybody go mad, and the Mad Bomb and Captain America later on. It's this whole theme of being able to turn the public into crazy people.
Yep. What is the deadly game that faces the demon? All right. And the helicopter's coming in for a landing on a runway. You're probably right, Patricio.
Yeah, in betweens.
Yeah. The demon gets inside the helicopter, causes trouble, and it lands, and then
it blows up.
And what happened? Hakud comes out, and he's out, and then it blows up. Prepare for battle. Death. Run, scatter to the ends of the earth. Yeah, it's ice cream time.
It's 8:00.
I closed the window. Still coming in from the other room. So they keep trying to send the broadcast out. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. The ending to this is pretty funny, actually. We'll get there. So then he, trouble. That's the last beam. And they're leaderless and run. And what happens? What? Yep. Well known among the students of reincarnation that a former life may well include one in non-human form, like a bug that the demon can step on.
Which he does. Push!
And Harry is recuperating.
Bruises and...
Yeah. And Randu is like, oh, Jason has a demon brother. And Randu just does it again.
Brings him back to Jason Blood.
Turns him back to Jason Blood. Get ready. It's time for the creature from beyond. A week from now. But these are great. So that's Yarva. That's the what we just did. And coming up, we have these fantastic things: the Creature from Beyond and this Meg or something, right? Isn't that like Meg? And then the Howler.
I remember when I bought all these Demon issues back.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't get number 4. I just couldn't find it until way later. It's like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think I was collecting these back in 76, 75, 76 kind of thing.
In the back issue shops of Rochester.
Yep. Empire Comics on Titus Avenue back in the day. They used to have all the best stuff. They had been around for many years.
Right.
And I remember going up to the guy at the comic book place. I said, "Do you know who's Jack Kirby?" Because I saw his name from my friend who brought over some Fantastic Four issues. He goes, "Jack Kirby, you don't know who he is?" I said, "No, I just see his name." And so he showed me all these different comics and stuff, and it's just like my eyes popped open. It's like, oh my God. And I was delivering papers and newspapers and making probably about $12 a week, and I'd use all my money to buy Jack Kirby comics back then.
And here you are, 2020.
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool. So next week we will take on these 3 issues, and it's always fun to share the art or the pencil photocopies or whatever we have. It's we'll get through. We should have another show with Mike to just talk about the Demon, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I think that's a good idea. I'm sure everybody out there would love to hear Mike talk about the Demon and how he created the logo. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun guest call.
Yeah, we should do it. And anything else? Oh no, there it is. Okay, the end. So hopefully I'll share with figure out the Twitter Periscope challenge. I know what it is. I didn't set it up right. But thanks everybody. It's great.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was fun. It's great stuff.
Yeah, we obviously we're back and we enjoy doing this. And we enjoy hanging out with you guys over in the chat room and sharing all the anecdotes and etc. And even next time I'll have something good on my green screen, so that instead of this blank gray thing. But go to our website, sign up for us, follow us, click the alert button, the bell.
Buy some great T-shirts.
Well, this isn't a T-shirt you can buy from us, but it's still a cool shirt. But we appreciate that. We've been seeing, people have been buying stuff, and that really helps.
No, it's not next Sunday. It's
Thursday.
We're going to stay with Thursdays.
Yep.
Sundays. Thursday. We only did Sundays with the Fourth World because we're running out of the summer, so we had to do it Thursdays and Sundays.
Yeah,
but we should have enough time because October has 5 weeks.
5 Thursdays. Yeah.
So we can we should be able to fit everything in. I think one of them, so there's 16 issues.
Yeah.
So I think one might have 4 in it at some point.
Something. We scheduled it out beforehand, which we didn't necessarily do for the Fourth World.
We should have.
Which we should have. We also should have scheduled lunch during the birthday celebration. But
live and learn.
We'll but we actually did schedule it all out. I think there's just one Sunday. Maybe we'll do another. Maybe we'll do a second Sunday with Mike.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
And
who knows? Maybe we can get somebody else, like another one, like Mark Avenir or Steve Sherman or somebody to talk. I don't think Mark was involved at the beginning, but I don't know if he was around near the end. But
right.
He could talk a little bit more about.
Oh, there I am. Okay.
About Jack and all that, if he's willing.
Here's our X number spreadsheet yet again. Where's the Demon? Demon.
It's right there.
Demon 2.
Yeah.
Demon 1 was billed or put through around the same time as Jimmy Olsen 148 and the 8s right? Mr. Miracle 8, New Gods 8.
Yeah, so Jack didn't know the Fourth World was ending, so that's why he's tying it in.
Yeah,
he's trying to tie it in.
Interesting. So again, this is the billing. This is a billing thing. Yeah, and 26-page story. It was normal around that time. So yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. That's good observations.
Yeah. And then what happens? So we have Demon, blip, 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 Demon 2.
Mr. Miracle 10, so it must have been around Mr. Miracle 10, which was Demon, the last issue. So yeah, so by Demon 2, we might have known already that it was kind of ending, but
yeah, I mean the Demon 3 was built around Forever People 11 and New Gods 10. So yeah. Interesting. Well, so there's a little insight into our fantastic X number spreadsheet. But we could put a read-only version of it online if we could put the effort in and figure out how to do that in a good way. Would be fun to do. All right, folks. I guess that's it.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening or afternoon if you're on the West Coast.
That's right.
Or in Europe, who knows? Australia.
All right. Take care.